And now let's check the Emeet Studio. This is the app for Emeet Studio for PIXY, PIKO Plus, I mean pretty much all the webcams from Emeet. Now the app actually is pretty good. It's very easy to use. So here on the top we have few options. We have control, effect, assistance. So on the control tab, if we go to the settings, we can choose between standard mode, tracking mode, and privacy mode. Standard mode basically is just standard mode, it's in the name. Tracking, the camera will track you. And privacy mode, camera will sleep basically, so the camera will pan down. So this is when you don't use the camera. I think it's pretty cool option. So if you don't want the camera to look you all the time, I think this is pretty cool. Here on the top we have different scenes, different locations. So for example, if you do, let's say, product reviews for top down, you can make the camera to do that. So you can choose different locations, different scenes. I think it's pretty cool. Here on the left, you can move the camera left to right. You can pan. So I think this is a pretty cool thing to do. Here on the bottom, we have the 3 microphones. We have live mode, we have noise cancelling mode, and we have the original mode, which I think is pretty good to have. So 3 microphones. Here on the bottom, we have the preview and the device mode. Also, because I'm recording in 4K, you can zoom in and out. So if we change the resolution to, let's try 2K, can we zoom in? Yes, we can zoom in. So up to 2K, you're good to zoom. If you change to 4K, obviously the zoom function is not available. So what else we have? If you press the settings, again, you can change the resolution of the Emeet camera. Here on the left, you can move the camera pretty much. You can rotate the camera at different locations, which is pretty cool. Here you can change the camera to vertical, horizontal, which is pretty nice. Here, up, down. Here, what is that? What you can do here? Okay, so oh, that's nice. Pretty, so you can it's like a zoom in. Okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah, left, right, so you can change the direction. Also, we have a whiteboard, which is pretty cool. So as you can see, if let's say do presentations, you can do that as well. And yeah, this is pretty cool. So oh, that's nice. See, desktop mode, that's pretty cool. That's pretty nice. That's a very good feature. I'm gonna use that. Oh, look at that. So the camera now shows, I think, wow, look my fingers. Doesn't look very nice, but this looks so odd. This mode actually, I believe, was released for Apple devices. You can do that with Apple devices, but yeah, this is pretty cool. Now the camera just looks down. Come on, come on. A little bit more. Here we go. That's much better. What else we have? So we have the record button here. We have a script. Also, you can monitor your audio, which is very nice. So if you use headphones, when you try the microphones, you can monitor yourself, which is pretty nice. So if you press the mixing tab, here you can choose, for example, I can choose my headphones, my SteelSeries RTX Nova 5, so I can monitor myself while I'm recording, which I think it's a pretty cool thing to do. You have different filters, so that's pretty good. So I'll leave it to default. Let's move to a different tab now. So let's go to the effect tab. So on the effect tab, it's pretty much the same thing. You can choose different options for the colors, cold, bright, and also customizations. This is pretty cool. So you can make the camera even better. You can just increase the brightness, sharpness, contrast. So again, this is pretty cool thing to do. Assistance. So here you have few options. So you can choose the camera to focus on the center of the screen. Also, the camera will focus on a face, and you can choose different part of the screen, which is pretty nice. You can play with autofocus as well. Also, you can make the camera to switch off privacy mode, which is pretty nice. And yeah, I think this is pretty much everything. We have the record button. You can record in the Emeet Studio directly. Virtual camera, obviously, you can do that as well. If we go to the settings, you can have multiple cameras, which is pretty nice. If you go to output, you can choose different resolutions. Let's do high again. So yeah, pretty cool. Let me know what you think, guys. I think the Emeet Studio app is very good and works very well.